In this video, I will share my experience and everything I know about having bunnies. I went through years of footage, and in doing so, it brought so many wonderful memories and joy. Most videos are taken from an old phone, so please excuse the quality, but it captured real moments. If you're new to this channel, we have chickens, goats and ducks also, and at the end of the series, I will reveal which of these animals have been my favorite, so stick around. Unlike the other videos and animals, this one does not include raising the offspring, as we never had the chance to have baby bunnies. I surely do not know how other people make keeping bunnies look so easy. Early morning light falls among the stones. A bunny pauses, nose twitching, ears alert. Another hops closer. The world feels slow here. A bunny's world begins with safety. Shade from the sun, a place to hide when the world feels too big. Bunnies are prey animals, so safety isn't a luxury, it's everything. As mentioned in a previous video, our bunnies used to live inside the house where it was safe. However, they were always trying to escape any chance they could get. We live in a mountain cabin on like the first floor, and we put a gate on our balcony so that the bunnies could at least get fresh air outside. But then they would make their way down the grenadilla plant all the way down to the ground floor. They chewed our curtains, duvet covers, carpets and cables. And then one day I gave up and I let them be happy outside. They did not last long, as one by one they seemed to walk into the mouths of our neighbors' angry dogs. Bunnies are so sweet and naive, and they go up to other animals to smell them, not always aware whether they are in danger or not. Of the 5 bunnies we had, 1 died of old age and the rest by dogs. We know that because our neighbors would let us know. So sorry, my dog bit one of your bunnies. But that meant that our bunnies went into their property. Yes. Bunnies hide that they don't feel well. So it was very hard to detect that the one bunny was not doing so well until I noticed and brought him inside. That was his last day, and luckily it went by quickly. The 3 bunnies we have now were given to us because the people desperately needed a home for them. I didn't think we were the right home for them, but took them in and they stayed outside in the cage they came in for the first 6 months. I felt very sorry for them. Bunnies need to be digging and hopping about, scratching and chewing. But they were confined to a small space with basic food of hay, water and some vegetables. Then eventually they moved to the baby coop once the chicks were big enough to roam outside. The baby coop was a bit bigger and higher than their cage, so it was nice to see them happier and hopping about. But then they chewed their way through the chicken mesh. We fixed that. Then they dug a hole from underneath and escaped the baby coop again. So we put planks in the floor. Then they chewed the wire again and we just gave up and let them stay outside. By this stage, we had put a new fence around the property. And I'm happy to report that it has been about 2 years of bunnies living safely outside on our property. They can still access the baby coop through 2 holes where there is always water and pellets for them away from the chickens and ducks stealing it. Trust comes in small moments. A bunny choosing to sit near you, a soft nose bump, a relaxed stretch beside your feet feels so great because you know they trust you. Picking bunnies up sure feels so fluffy and cute. But none of our 8 bunnies liked getting picked up. Their heart rate increased significantly due to the stress and fear. So when I pick them up, I usually keep it short and only to check or treat them for fleas. I think humans keep bunnies for all the wrong reasons, and it's become such a norm. I mean, giving a bunny, for example, to a small child for like Christmas, and that bunny having to live inside a cage, inside a house, is probably the safest yet worst life for a bunny. Bunnies are delicate creatures, and they depend on you to notice the small things, the subtle changes that tell you how they're feeling. So it's important to check up on them often. Bunnies are social, even in their quiet way. They bond deeply with each other, resting side by side even on the hottest days, grooming one another in small acts of trust. Watching bonded bunnies is watching peace, shared warmth, stillness, and safety. Bunnies follow a gentle rhythm, most active at dawn and dusk, and then they spend the warm hours resting tucked into shade somewhere. Their day is simple: eat, explore, and rest. And in that simplicity, there is calm. I so love walking in the garden and there's just a bunny sitting under a tree or hopping across to another side or coming to me for food. Our previous bunnies would sometimes jump on the bed and cuddle behind us. Sounds so cute, hey? But they would also pee in the bed and chew on the duvet covers. And one of them would constantly lick me when I held him. It was so cute. But also I honestly don't understand bunnies, because some days they would be cute like that and other times I scare or annoy them. Bunnies stomp or thump their hind legs to express annoyance or frustration with their environment or humans. This is so funny because I would just be walking and some bunny could potentially show me attitude. These three all have their own personality. Chocolate is so grumpy and moody and always picking a fight with the other two. Marshmallow is so sweet, the only one that allows me to stroke him. I say him, but I have no idea what gender these three are and the 5 before them. It's too hard to tell, even a vet confirmed. And because I've checked all the bunnies and I couldn't see a difference, I never learned how to tell. And we have had no babies, and actually thank goodness for that, because I was excited to raise baby bunnies and then realized eventually that we have definitely reached capacity with all the bunnies, ducks and chickens foraging in the garden and the garden taking so much strain. So therefore all these bunnies have either all been females or males. We will never know. Hay is the heart of a bunny's diet. They nibble all day, keeping their digestion moving and their teeth healthy. You learn to always keep hay nearby, fresh and clean. Watching them eat is a meditation in itself. The steady rhythm, the soft crunch, the calm focus. Yeah, all this is if your bunny is living inside the house with you, along with a litter box. In our case, the goat's hay lives in the hay barn, and the bunnies keep digging a hole underneath the gate of the hay barn, giving them unlimited access to the hay, which is a problem, because alfalfa hay is very high in protein and calcium, which is what the goats need. And you can see the high content of calcium in the urine of the bunnies. It looks milky. But hey ho, they will keep digging holes and we're just going to have to trust that they eat as much as they need, not want. Our bunnies also eat a variety of leaves in our garden from an assortment of plants. And then I give them the occasional vegetable like kale or celery. I trust that they won't eat something in the garden that is poisonous to them. For example, the goats are very finicky about what they eat. But because I have no control over the bunnies, I just have to trust that they know what they are doing. It does mean that a lot of our plants take strain, but I feel like it's the price we pay to have bunnies hop around in the garden, which gives us great joy. They are cute, but not very clever. So when we come or leave home with a vehicle, one has to drive very slowly, as a bunny can jump into the driveway any moment, keeping us on our toes. Contrary to popular belief, Bunnies shouldn't be eating carrots every day or other vegetables high in sugar. If you watched this far, I'd like to share something I didn't know before having bunnies. They eat their own poop, which is essential for their health. They pass food through their system twice to extract maximum nutrients. It's not the droppings on the ground, but they eat it straight from their bums. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.